Think you've got your 2025 digital nomad journey all planned out? Think again. These 5 destination traps are draining bank accounts, crushing productivity, and sending nomads home broke. Here's what the travel influencers don't want you to know. Hey, freedom seekers, planning your digital nomad adventure for 2025? Before you book that one-way ticket, we need to talk about the harsh reality of today's oversaturated nomad hotspots. I've spent the last year watching fellow remote workers make costly mistakes in destinations that promise paradise, but deliver headaches. Ready for the unfiltered truth about where not to go this year? Let's dive into the nomad traps you absolutely must avoid. Smash that subscribe button now. Your wallet and sanity will thank you when you're not stuck in a $2,000 studio apartment with dial-up speed internet. 1. Bali, Indonesia. Remember when Bali was the ultimate digital nomad paradise? In 2025, it's become the poster child for over-tourism. Canggu and Ubud have transformed into unrecognizable tourist machines, where a basic studio now costs $1,500 plus monthly, triple what locals pay. The latest blow, Indonesia's new digital nomad tax implemented in late 2024 requires a hefty 15% of your income regardless of your tax residency status elsewhere. Bali's infamous Bali belly has gotten worse, with contaminated water systems struggling to support the island's 15 million annual visitors. Even more devastating, the island's internet infrastructure hasn't kept pace with demand. I measured average speeds of just 12 Mbps during peak hours in Canggu's most popular cafes. Good luck explaining to clients why you keep freezing during Zoom calls. If you're still set on Indonesia, consider Yogyakarta or Lombok, where prices remain reasonable and the digital infrastructure is actually improving rather than buckling under pressure. Has a trendy destination ever completely disappointed you? Type Paradise Lost in the comments and I'll share my complete list of once great locations that have fallen victim to the nomad hype cycle. 2. Lisbon, Portugal. Want to watch your savings evaporate while fighting for the last power outlet in an overcrowded cafe? Lisbon has gone from digital nomad haven to cautionary tale as 2025 brings the perfect storm. Portugal's recent changes to the D7 visa now require remote workers to show $3,500 monthly income, up from $1,000, while landlords have realized they can charge San Francisco prices for tiny apartments. The harsh reality? A standard one-bedroom in Lisbon's center now averages $1,800 monthly, a shocking 70% increase since 2022. Meanwhile, the city's infrastructure is buckling under pressure, with overwhelmed public transportation and cafes implementing strict 2-hour maximum stay policies for laptop users. Portuguese locals are increasingly frustrated with nomads who don't integrate, leading to a palpable tension in once welcoming neighborhoods. The golden visa investors have driven property values so high that locals can no longer afford to live in their own city. Insider warning: avoid co-living spaces in Lisbon at all costs. I paid $900 for a tiny room in a shared apartment where the promised high-speed internet failed daily during working hours. Screenshot this video and share it to your Instagram with hashtag #NomadRealityCheck. I'll personally send my alternative Portugal guide featuring 3 affordable spots where locals still welcome digital nomads. 3. Chiang Mai, Thailand. If Southeast Asia is calling, Chiang Mai might seem like the answer until you experience the harsh new realities of 2025. Thailand's much-hyped digital nomad visa finally launched, but the fine print is brutal. Mandatory health insurance costing $2,000 plus annually, quarterly reporting to immigration, and a required address registration process that practically forces you into overpriced nomad-friendly accommodations. Let me put it in perspective. Chiang Mai's famous low cost of living has disappeared from popular areas like Nimin, where Western-style apartments now start at $800 monthly, comparable to many European cities, but with significantly less reliable infrastructure. The seasonal air quality issues have worsened dramatically, with 2024 recording 156 days of unhealthy air quality readings. Here's the truth most YouTubers won't tell you. Thailand's recent crackdown on visa runs means the days of border hopping are over. Immigration now tracks your cumulative time in the country across multiple entries, and exceeding 180 days in a calendar year without the proper visa triggers hefty fines and potential blacklisting. If you're determined to live in Thailand, skip Chiang Mai and head to emerging digital nomad hubs like Phuket's East Coast or Koh Phangan, where prices remain reasonable and the infrastructure is actually improving. Are you worried about air quality during your nomad journey? Type "Clean Air Matters" in the comments, and I'll share my comprehensive guide to tracking and managing air quality issues across Asia's major nomad destinations. 4. Mexico City. Mexico CDMX topped every 2023 Nomad list, and now it's paying the price. Mexico's capital has seen its rental market explode with a 65% increase in popular neighborhoods like Roma and Condesa. That $700 apartment from YouTube videos now costs $1,600, pushing both locals and budget-conscious nomads to the periphery of this sprawling metropolis. Let's talk infrastructure. Mexico City's rapid influx of remote workers has created serious strain. Daily power outages plague even upscale areas, and the city's water crisis has reached critical levels, with scheduled water shutoffs becoming routine in 2025. Need reliable internet for that important client meeting? Even with a backup hotspot, you're gambling with your professional reputation. The transformation of entire neighborhoods into Airbnb districts has created serious social tensions. Local activists have successfully pushed for new regulations restricting short-term rentals, meaning those 3-month stays are becoming legally complicated. Meanwhile, Mexico's temporary resident visa process has become increasingly unpredictable, with processing times ranging from 2 weeks to 6 months depending on your consulate. Productivity. Secret: if you're set on Mexico, look to underrated gems like Querétaro, Mérida, or Oaxaca, where infrastructure remains reliable and local communities still welcome responsible digital nomads. Mind-blowing question: did you know that Mexico City is sinking faster than Venice, causing infrastructure problems that no amount of economic growth can solve? Comment "Show me Mexico's alternatives," and I'll drop my comprehensive guide to 5 Mexican cities with all the culture but none of CDMX's critical problems. 5. Medellin, Colombia. El Poblado has officially jumped the shark for digital nomads in 2025, with its transformation into Little America now complete. Rental prices have surged 60% since 2023, with standard 1-bedrooms now exceeding $2,200 monthly. Meanwhile, Colombia's much-anticipated digital nomad visa has been plagued with implementation problems, with some applicants waiting 6+ months for approvals that were promised in 2 weeks. Medellin's infrastructure improvements haven't kept pace with the nomad population explosion. Power outages have become increasingly common during Colombia's intensifying rainy seasons, thanks climate change, and internet reliability varies dramatically by neighborhood. Even worse, the very things that made Medellin special, authentic Colombian culture and local interactions, are disappearing from nomad-heavy zones. Security concerns have returned to certain areas as economic disparities between visitors and locals grow more pronounced. The party tourism scene has exploded, creating uncomfortable tensions between nomads trying to work and tourists looking to experience Pablo Escobar's city through a weekend of excess. If Colombia still calls to you, explore emerging alternatives like Armenia, Pereira, or Santa Marta, where costs remain reasonable and the digital nomad community is developing more sustainably. $1,000,000 question: want to experience the city of eternal spring without the eternal headaches? Comment "Beyond Medellin," and I'll share the 3 up-and-coming Colombian cities where today's savvy digital nomads are relocating for better quality of life and dramatically lower costs. These 5 digital nomad traps, Bali, Lisbon, Chiang Mai, Mexico City, and Medellin, represent a critical warning for remote workers planning their 2025 adventures. The hard truth? Yesterday's nomad paradise is today's overpriced tourist trap. While Instagram influencers keep promoting these destinations, smart remote workers are quietly moving to emerging hubs where costs remain reasonable, infrastructure actually works, and locals still welcome responsible visitors. Remember, the best digital nomad destinations are the ones you discover before they appear in everyone's YouTube thumbnails. Ready to avoid these expensive nomad mistakes and discover 2025's hidden gems instead? Hit subscribe now and grab my free digital nomad reality check guide in the description. Your sustainable, affordable, location-independent future starts with one click.